This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Tuesday, March 19th, 2024 EDIC meeting. It's 4 o'clock straight up. We will call the meeting to order. January minutes. I believe you all received them. That was our last official meeting. Are there any additions, corrections, deletions to the January minutes? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to approve.
Make a motion.
Dave made the motion. Is there a second? Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thanks, Cassie. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much.
You left me hanging there. Jeez.
Left your motion hanging out there.
Jeez.
Public speak. Anyone out there? I see no one. I don't know if you do, Gwen. I don't think so. Okay. Cassie, any updates on our role, EDIC role in the in the climate action plan?
No, the draft is still working its way through.
Perfect. We'll be done by 4:10 here.
Sweet.
We can start the campaign. I'm going to skip over the next one and go to the vacant storefront update. Cassie had asked if, and she was thankfully volunteered to check into how's it been going as far as, if you will, infractions or enforcement or what have you, with the vacant storefront ordinance. And what did you find out, Cassie?
I found out nothing.
Okay.
I wrote Jamie, just heard back from today that he doesn't know anything, and he reached out to BJ and someone else.
So we're not sure yet. I know, you know.
And I asked, oh,
What's
sorry.
that? Oh, Dave left the meeting. I'm not sure. Must have hit the wrong button. Who did you say, Cassie, you reached out to originally?
Well, I reached out to Jamie Webb,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
and he didn't know anything. And he reached out to, oh, I got an update. This is from Jillian Nijwicki. Moriarty is in violation. I know BJ handed him the paperwork as well, and it has been returned. I did notice he did fill some vacant storefronts rather quickly after the initial notices went out. That's a direct quote. And she's in the building department.
So it did bother me a little bit the way Moriarty was handling it, because he immediately put up some unofficial looking for rent signs. He had a tenant come in and leave already, if it was really a tenant. But his violation might be in the actual Moriarty building next to Big E's.
Okay.
So, because you started that, Cassie, by saying he's in violation.
That's what she says. Moriarty is in violation.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I can't remember. Does he own other properties?
Well, he owns all the shops on Shop Row, so next to Silver Spoon.
Oh.
He owns from Banus Insurance to the restaurant.
I snooped around there one day, and there's no specific landlord posted as being responsible. It's a gentleman from Spectrum whose name and address and contact info are posted.
Yeah, interesting.
Huh.
But
I
he
wonder,
owns-
we can probably get details of that, like at this point, because that's a public information. We can go to that office and find out, yeah?
Yeah.
from that contact, you mean, Gwen?
Yeah. I mean, you can walk into the building department office and say, hello, I have a question.
I can sleuth around if you'd like.
That'd be great, Cassie. But he does own between the restaurant. I'm sorry, I forget the name of the restaurant these days. Not
Calico.
Is it still
Calico.
Okay. From Coco to Banis Insurance, he owns those storefronts, and he owns the red building across the street. And I'm assuming that might be the one that's in violation, the one that actually still says Moriarty on it.
That's
Because
a red building. I think of it as just the darkest black.
Yeah.
it might be red,
Okay, good to know.
faded red.
And it's Calico is the restaurant.
Thank you, Calico. Okay, appreciate you continuing to do some detective work on that, Cassie.
Sure.
And I have an additional comment, Cassie and everybody in the room. So since Jeff Bagg has left his role as the head planner, my understanding is that Jamie would be, I don't know, like temporarily, like she's overseeing a bunch of stuff. I don't really know. But that position is posted, so we see what happens. And then presumably we work with that person because you are supposed to have a city representative on your committee.
Yeah. The last time we met with Jeff, we had talked about something like having him meet with us quarterly just because of his plate being so full. I'm sure Jamie would be ready and willing to meet with us. However, I don't believe, Gwen, that anybody takes that supervisory role, so to speak.
Yeah, I imagine they're just taking on a bunch of the projects.
Exactly. I think they're just a ship without a sailor right now.
Yeah.
Until that position gets filled. But I think the mayor has sort of fast-tracked it, and I think they're hoping to make a decision by the beginning of April.
Ooh.
They have applicants.
Yeah, I actually was asked to sit on the interview for the applicants. There were 3 of us on the interviews, and we completed those today. And Emily, who's the personnel director, has told them that she will get back to them by the end of next week as to the 1 or 2 candidates that would go to the next step, which would be an interview with the mayor. And then that would, after that, obviously it's the mayor's decision at the end of the day. But I believe the mayor, by the end of next week, the mayor will have 2 candidates to choose from.
That's great. That must be what planning department changes on the agenda means, huh?
No, believe it or not, that stayed on there, Gwen, because we hadn't, as of our last meeting, Jeff hadn't even announced yet.
Oh, right.
So that was sort of coming up about the hole that Jeff was leaving. I did have a chance to go and speak with him and wish him well and thank him for all his efforts. Sounds like a great opportunity for him. He's sort of working in the private sector, it sounds like.
What's he doing, Tom?
It sounds like it's a consulting firm that works with municipalities, but it's a private entity.
Cool.
It's in Worcester. But he only has to go in like 2 days a week or something. The other 3 days a week, he can work from home. And I guess it's something he's been very interested in doing because it's going to give him another whole leg, if you will, of his resume that he's never developed or explored. And he was hoping to be able to continue on a project basis with Easthampton if needed. Apparently the new employer was open to that. The question was whether or not the city was open to it, but I don't know why we wouldn't be. But he's still going to live in Easthampton. He's still going to be involved. His kids will be in school, and yeah, it sounds like a new adventure to him. And hopefully he does well, and hopefully we can still use his services somewhere down the road.
Cool.
New member possibilities. Are there any?
I talked with someone today who said, well, I don't know if I have a skill set to offer, but I am available at 4 p.m. on Tuesdays.
Wow.
Like, well, at this point, that is one of our driving criteria. So,
so I had a thought. This would have been like a 2 o'clock in the morning meeting I would have been having with myself. Didn't require a quorum. And don't even know if we could legally do this. I'm exploring it with this group first, just to get your thoughts. But what if EDIC were able to merge with a like-minded, like-missioned group? And obviously there may not be another group that's exactly like us, but maybe somewhat aligned with some of our mission. I was thinking, and Gwen, I think you know the chairperson fairly well. I was thinking of the Fair Housing Partnership. Is that Jana?
yeah.
They have a membership of 9. They have 5, just like we do. So I'm guessing they struggle to meet. They struggle to have a quorum. I don't think they meet as regularly as we do. I'm not sure what time they meet. But knowing that our focus has been so much on housing over the past few years, and we did join forces with Jana on advocating for the Tasty Top project, it just made me think I'd throw it out to this group. I haven't explored it with the city. If it's viable, you know, could we be EDIC / Fair Housing Partnership? I don't know. Just an idea.
Interesting. My understanding of the Fair Housing Partnership is that they do have set tasks that are set in motion by the regular housing production plan. And so they have a certain set of marching orders that they work on. And so they prioritize from within that, whatever the new HPP says each time it's created. I don't know if that constitutes the full boundaries of their mission or not.
Or is there another group that would work? That obviously we are not the only group in Easthampton that is struggling with membership. Just a thought. But Gwen, you know this person who's potentially willing to join?
I mean, sure. I have a friend who's like, oh, a virtual meeting at 4 o'clock on Tuesdays? Sure.
Sign them up.
Yeah. I mean, I can. She's got a big brain.
That's all we need. I mean, all they need to submit it obviously to the mayor.
Yep.
And that would be great. Anyone else have any friends with big brains?
Oh, you guys are saying that in public now. It's being recorded. Your friends will know.
No, Latia, right. Yeah. I do have one lead I'm working on, but it's iffy, but I'm working on it. We can get
Maybe
2
we
more.
should just write to Paul again and say, okay, you've met plenty more people in the intervening 4 months. Who else you got?
Yeah. I wonder who he's meeting from our area though.
I'll write to him.
Okay. Let's stick with trying to get a couple more members before we do something drastic.
Hey, Dave, work on Lori. I've been trying. She's creative. She went through, I think, is it Pasqualina's small business program? She's creative. She'd be good, but she just won't say yes.
I think Lori's got enough going on. I don't think she's going to take on more.
Oh, sure, she will.
You can ask her then.
1 hour, 1 hour a month.
That's what I tell her when she's looking haggard from working on her business all day.
Okay, if we can get one or two more, that would be great. We'll see how that goes for next, between now and our next meeting. I have one other item that's not on the agenda, and I'm pretty sure it's legal just because we're not going to really deliberate on anything, but just get information. I asked Mo if she could give us an update on all the goings on at the chamber with the, I believe it's going to be called the Hub on Union.
Work Hub.
Oh, Work Hub on Union.
Work Hub on Union.
So Mo, tell us about it.
We have begun construction to refurbish the building that the chamber owns into a co-workspace. We're shooting for May 1, or at the very least by the end of May, completion. And we will have various workspaces, dedicated desk, semi-private, like a communal space, a little conference room, and some soft seating in the front. And the chamber, there'll be a spot for the staff, and we'll still be operating out of there. So that's what makes us a little bit different than any of the other co-work spaces that are in the area / region. We are not, giant. We are tiny. But because the chamber is working out of that space, it'll be a really great opportunity for folks to get support and connection with the chamber. Our target audience would be informal businesses here within the Easthampton region, Greater Easthampton, trying to provide space for them, digital nomads, folks who are working out of their basement, on their kitchen table, folks who are now working remotely, folks who, because so many office spaces are downsizing or have been eliminated, spaces for people to meet because people still have meetings and that sort of thing. And in conjunction with that, we also launched, tonight will be our third session for the Co-Starters 10-week entrepreneurial training program. And we have a fabulous cohort. And we have our two facilitators, we have Cynthia West, who is the owner of Sonnet and Sparrow. And we have Angie Montalvo-Reen, who is the director of the Western Mass division of the LGBT chamber that's located here in Easthampton. And I have to tell you, when they kicked off when we kicked off the cohort a few weeks ago, I was there just to have to give a little support and kick things off. And I was so moved by how brilliantly those two women were shining in their element. And I was so incredibly moved by how brilliantly they worked together and off of each other and collaborating with each other. And I'm incredibly excited for the cohort because they're in such wonderful hands and their learning experience is just, I can't even say enough. So I'm very excited about that. We will be ending in May, and then we'll be getting ready for our second cohort, which will start in September. Some of the folks within our first cohort are, they have their businesses, they're existing. They've been maybe about a year or so. And then the rest are various stages of ideation. And I'm very excited to be participating in this portion, this sector of economic development and economic vitality and stability and resilience. So the Work Hub on Union and this program are kind of in tandem and are going to be offering a lot of different opportunities. Once this gets settled down, life settles down, we'll also be adding we'll be adding programming for existing businesses and that sort of thing. So we're not just focused on entrepreneurs, which may feel like that at the moment, but that's my story. And I walked into the first day when they had the whole space gutted, and I was like, oh my God, what have I done? Oh my God. But
It'll be nice. Well, for years and years, people wondered what the value was of the chamber. They kept looking for the value. What's my value of being a chamber member? And I think this is really going to demonstrate that bring it home, because to me, if you're a chamber member now, you're going to see some real value to this.
yeah, and I also get the question too, well, I'm not going to use the Work Hub. I'm not going to use the co-starters, but it's the stronger we are, the stronger foundation we are, the more that we all rise. And that's really the point. And
Right.
So I'm really excited about the whole darn thing.
I did see a news report last week or the week before when they were looking at these high-rise office spaces in Boston and other big cities that are looking into the cost of converting to housing, because since COVID, so many people are either working remotely or not working. These office buildings are virtually vacant.
Well, yeah, it's a big deal. It's a very big deal on multiple levels.
Yeah. So a lot of these smaller folks or startups are going to be looking for a home. So.
Well, and I'm very excited because, it's been for the last 9 years, how much longer before that time, I don't even know. It's just been myself and a part-time person. So 1.5 people in that space, and so now there's going to be life in there. People will be coming and going. People will need lunch, drop off their cleaning. There's going to be a lot more activity. And that's another reason why it's important,
Great. Thanks for that effort, Mo, and thank your board for that effort. And
I will pass that along.
yeah, great effort. Thank you. Anything else? That's all I have. I'm not worried about making it till 5 o'clock. I'm worried about making it till dinner. So anything else anyone has to bring up?
I don't. I'll ask a clarifying question. Do you want me to find out anything from Jana regarding what she understands to be the total mission of AFHP, or no?
Gwen, I don't think it hurts to find out.
Yeah.
And if you want to share with her any of the, why we're asking, that's okay too. I consider Jana to be a smart person and a friend to EDIC, if you will. So
yeah,
I don't see why you couldn't reach out to her and ask her those questions.
Cool beans. Can do.
Okay, our next meeting is scheduled for April 16th. Anything else anyone would like to bring up?
I just have a quick announcement that I am now, as of yesterday, the clerk to the Northampton School Committee. So I'm kind of excited that it will maybe give me a lens into what's going on in Northampton.
Nice.
So cool.
I got to pay the vet bills. It's killing me.
So you have to attend all the school committee meetings, I assume.
Yes, I hear that they're like 5 hours long.
Interesting. Wow.
Have the best time. Congratulations.
I think it's going to be great. I've been doing it for Hampshire Regional, and I just totally love it. It's just, I've worked for the state Now, I've worked for the feds, but there's nothing like municipal. It's outrageous. So
Better you than me.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
I will, actually, I will.
So I'll entertain a motion to adjourn, and then you can all spread the Gwyn for mayor rumors. Is there
Do
a,
not say that stuff on a recorded meeting.
that's just as good as Facebook.
All right, motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, second.
Second,
Worded.
any further discussion? All in favor?
You guys were so much faster the second time. Thank you.
Thank you all very,
Bye,
very
guys.
much.
This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.